Okay, there was no intro today. All right, no intro. That's because I don't know what I'm doing. So this is Matrix Money Tuesday. It's just me. CCM is not here. And yeah, we're going to go over a few articles that we would normally go over. And I'm just going to be talking about the articles that we had pinned out. Everything that I have that I'm going to be talking about will be linked in the description below. CCM is not going to be here today. He had some family issues that he had to attend to. So unfortunately, that is going to be the case there. I'm going to try my best to handle this stream on my own. We're going to be talking about a few things. We're going to be talking about the recent Zcash kind of hack, not really hack, but it was an exploit that was discovered using AI. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin mining difficulty and how difficulty is actually falling right now. Damn it, Dave. Thank you for joining. It's just me today. I'll actually just go in the chat there. We have Honor X9A Honor. Yeah. I'm going to turn on the chat. Let me do that. Boom. There's a chat. And so I'll be talking about those articles today. I'm going to throw them up on the screen. We'll see how it goes. And then once that part is done, if you have any questions about anything really, if it's about the secret phone, if it's about apps or whatever, go ahead and put them in there and I'll do my best to answer them. You know, it's usually better as a team effort, right? But this is going to be, I don't know, we'll hold my own. Thank you very much, damn it, Dave. Thank you. I'm going to try, okay? The first article I'm going to bring up on the screen is the Zcash fail that we recently had. And we'll probably take a look at the price of that as well. Let me just pop it up here. Bam. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to jump right into it and we'll see what's going on here. So this article right now is about the recent exploit that was discovered with Zcash. Now, this is a security layer on top of it. And it's a new patch that's being implemented right now. And it's called the Ironwood update. Okay, so just a quick recap. The initial story is that I don't know exactly who it was, but someone was using Claude. It's an AI tool, and they discovered a vulnerability inside Zcash's shielded pool, and it exposed the potential to print unlimited Zcash. So you can create a bunch of Zcash without anybody knowing. And the exploit was found. They went ahead and they patched it up. But just that news of this bug alone, even though there was no impact directly from it, there was a $5 billion market crash for Zcash, which the price of it plummeted. Okay. So what we're doing right now is we're just talking about the follow-up, which is called, the response is called Ironwood. And this is the update. Now, the strategy is that they're just not going to patch it. They're going scorch earth with a strategy. And they're creating an entirely new secure shielded pool and preparing it to permanently disable payments on the compromised network before they roll over. So that's going to be part of the process that they're going to be doing. This is going to require network-wide census upgrade. For miners, that just means that they're going to be updating their software, and then pools that are going to be participating, they also have to be acknowledging these changes. Some of the highlights of the operational responsibility right now in the network backbone is going to be implemented in order to fix these critical flaws that they're finding. So this is something that we've been talking about a while now. Let me see if this is popping up here. Sorry, guys. Got a few things crashing on my side. And let me see what we got. All right. Yeah, so we're talking about the duality in this, in terms of you can use AI to find holes and you can use AI to patch holes, but the market reaction is going to be very critical in how you display it. So it's a very delicate balance. What I can do actually is we can just pull up the chart and see how Zcash is doing right now. And I think this is very encouraging news because I believe I saw a very positive reaction after they posted about the patch that they're going to be implementing. Let's just see if I'm correct. Well, it's down today. Okay. It's down 3.5% today. Let me just put this up on the screen. I don't believe this is a full reaction over here. Let me just do a 1 week chart. There we go. You can actually see the pump here. So this is approximately when the news came out, and it had catapulted. I believe the reaction was a nice positive 25%. So that's something positive to see here. And I think this is a good thing. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'll switch it back over to the article. So the Ironwood update is definitely going to be something that's necessary. It's going to be something that's painful, and it's going to be basically surgery in order to restore investor confidence. And I think it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle right now for Zcash. Although that market reaction was pretty positive, they still have a long way to go in terms of the way this new privacy, well, not new, but the way this existing privacy protocol is going to proceed going forward. And anybody else that's watching how this patch was initiated might have a different take on it and implementing it. Because whether we like it or not, AI is just going to be part of the new enforcement tools that we're going to see going forward. So I think it's positive. I think this is actually a good time to have this roll out. In a bear market, this is exactly what you want to do, is patch up these type of holes. And we've been talking about this every week. So I do see this as a positive thing. Sorry, I'm just going to jump back over here in the chat. Jay Styles, welcome. It's just me, so we're going to be saying your name correctly today. What do you got there? I heard Fable. Yeah. Okay, so I think it was Fable. And I was pulled off Anthropic, and it isn't even Mythos. Okay, so what I'm not 100% sure of is Fable is a dumbed down version of Mythos. Is that right? I'm pretty sure that's the way it is. It's guardrailed version, like you're saying there. So yeah, exactly. If they had released the full version of Mythos, what the hell would happen? It would, I don't know what type of holes it would find in this protocol and other protocols. So fair, definitely fair to see. Yeah, so I think we're at a very interesting point right now where regulation and AI are going to be crossing paths whether we want it to or not, because people's pockets are going to be emptied one way or another. And it might be better to have these rules implemented right now before we get out of control. I mean, people have been beating their drum, warning us about the impacts of AI, and we're already seeing cracks in the walls and things are starting to fall down a bit here. But it's not too late. We're still in the infancy stage of this. And I think going forward, if we're able to implement the right procedures, I think that would be good. Now, on the flip side of it, would the government implement too many guardrails and cripple it to a point where we're not able to do very much with these tools and limit ourselves? I don't know. But who do you really want to have the power to, right? I think that's kind of the bigger point when it comes to the release of these softwares. One other thing that I'm going to bring up right now, sorry, like I had mentioned earlier, I just sort of started the stream and I didn't really get into what's going on. Hi, I'm CryptoJar, even though I'm streaming on CCM's channel, the Matrix Money channel. I believe I'm on CCM's Facebook channel as well right now. And CCM also has a few other things. I don't know where I'm streaming, but I know I'm streaming at about 10 different places right now. He's attending to a family emergency right now, so he's not able to join the stream. He will be back with us next week, and everything will be smooth sailing. I'm going to cover the topics that we were going to talk about, but I'm also going to be answering any questions that you have. So I'm going to be sort of glazing through these topics, briefly touching on some critical points here. But if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. And while you're taking a view of this stream, go ahead and smash that like button. Appreciate that. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about, we talked about Zcash and the market collapse that happened with it. $5 billion is a lot to lose over an exploit that actually was never implemented. So that's pretty scary. The next thing that's happening is a little bit more predictable. And let me put this up on the stage over here. And this is the fall of Bitcoin impacting a few different things. Let me just bring up my notes here. So what's happening over here with Bitcoin is we're seeing a 13-day record outflow. So we've seen many record inflows of people buying into the Bitcoin ETF, but we've now seen our first major outflow. It's a 13-day streak of billions of dollars exiting the Bitcoin ETFs. So this is kind of like where people are getting spooked and they're selling everything off. There's two things that happen with this event that are positive and negative. Negative is if you're holding on to it, might make you sick. For me, it is seeing Bitcoin back in the 60s. Isn't that heartwarming? However, I'm also a miner, and seeing the difficulty drop by 10%, I mean, that's kind of positive. That means the difficulty has gone down a little bit. That means the difficulty of each block is a little bit more mineable for the smaller guy. A lot of institutions do not find it cost effective to be mining Bitcoin right now. So they're turning off their miners, and they won't probably turn them on till we get back into the 70s and a little bit higher. So as long as we stay around here, we can see difficulty staying at this period for a while. And we have seen this before. This isn't the first time we've seen such a major drop, but it has happened. This is actually like this when we're talking about the drop in institution outflows, weak hands like hedge funds and Jane Street and all these institutions are dumping, while you have the long-term holders like JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, the Abu Dhabi Sovereign Fund. These are the ones who are actually taking advantage of the current situation and adding to their holdings by purchasing dollar cost averaging. So let me know, are you dollar cost averaging right now? What I did earlier in the year, I think it was the first time we had our drop sometime around March, I dollar cost averaged into Bitcoin daily for 2.5 months. I didn't know where the bottom was, so I was constantly buying into the dip. And then I think in total, I was spending about $1,000 not every day, but in total, I spent about $1,000 over that 2.5 months. And I got in pretty good. I think my dollar cost average was somewhere in the low 70s that it worked out to. Right now, I'm thinking about turning that engine back on. We hit 59.5 or something like that. It was pretty low at the bottom of this current dip. It could go back down. I have no idea what's happening with Bitcoin. It could keep going down again, or it seems like there's a really consistent resistance right now at 60K. Let me know what you think. So, what were we talking about over here? We're talking about mining. So, if you're running a solar miner, you might find this a little bit more motivating as well to turn on your solar miners. I have a little army behind me of these solar miners going on. So, I'll be booting a few of those back up. Now, one other thing that we have over here was our friend. Let me see if I can pull this up. Our friend, Michael Saylor, who is telling us to sell your kidney and buy more Bitcoin. So for a long while, he's been buying Bitcoin. Apparently, he's been buying some right now. But at the same time, when the price goes too low in May, he actually sold 32 Bitcoin. So this is going against some of his core principles. I got to find the video where he was actually talking about, I didn't tell you not to sell it. I said my company was not going to sell it. He was mixing up his words. I didn't really like the way that went down. A little bit confusing about his message. But currently right now, we're seeing a little bit of ups and downs in the Bitcoin market, and we're seeing a masterclass in ignorance as Michael Saylor is actually talking about his personal strategy and what he's doing and what he's doing as a company, which is going to apparently two different things over here. Let me see how that's happening. Give me a second here, guys. Computer's freezing a little bit. What do we got over here? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. My computer is crashing. So this article I'm going to pull off the screen and we'll see if the next one loads. I don't want to shut off my computer. I'm going to let the stream keep going for a little bit. And what I'll do right now is I'm going to see if I can load another window here. Why don't I just jump in the chats while this browser tries to refresh? Andy, thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome. It's going to be a short one today. CCM's not here today. Oh, nice. Yeah, so I had reinvented my tool. A lot of people were telling me that it was crashing and they weren't able to get their stats for the on-chain strategy. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see if it works. So you're going to notice if you're trying the on-chain tool, it's going to be a lot faster because I had cleaned things up quite a bit. And I don't even have my wallet address in here. So I don't have my wallet address in here, but what I can do is I can just take an example one. Let's see. Okay, I have no idea whose wallet this is, but we'll test it out and try it. So yeah, maybe I'll just show that while my browser is not working out too well. So this is it. This is the Seeker on-chain activity tool. And it's revamped. It's working a lot better right now. There we go. And basically all you have to do, it's basically heat map style. So if you put in your wallet address, this isn't my wallet address. I just took a random wallet address and you click on loading. It'll show you how many transactions. Well, this person has almost no transactions. This sucks. Let me see if I can find my wallet and then I can show you how daily transactions are working. Just give me a second here. CryptoJar. Or it's not going to work. You think you can do something and then you can't do it. Let me see what we got over here. All right, let me try a different address. It would be better if it just showed up nice and cleanly. All right, this one seems, I'm just pulling random addresses at this point. We'll see if it works. So we're going to put in the wallet address at the top. We'll click on load. Wow. Okay, I'm finding the weakest wallets in the world. I'm going to try one more. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Because I can't find mine. Let's just put it in here. How about this? Boom. Okay. So this wallet has some transactions. So basically it's heat map style. The higher the transactions you have in a day, the higher that number. So I believe if it's over 50, it starts going into green territory and then it goes to the brightest green. If you have lower than 50, it goes into purple territory and then all the way down. It's like bluish purple and then all the way down to purple. And that's basically how the tool works. Now, the reason why it's useful is because inside your Seeker phone, it doesn't tell you how many transactions you're doing when you're trying to level up. So this is a tool to help you track the usage of your interactions on chain with your Seeker phone in order for you to level up in that eco environment. So if it's working for you, I'm glad. Thank you very much. Bazinga. Wick589, thank you for joining. I'm hyper focused on tomorrow's meeting. Want to hear what? Oh yeah, let's see what happens with the markets. I have no idea what's going to happen. We're all over the place right now, swinging left and right. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what happens on Friday to see if this Iran deal actually gets signed, because we'll see hopefully something positive. We saw a little bit of positive action, but there's another country in the Middle East that seems to disrupt things every single time something positive happens. We'll see if that takes place this time. Yeah, well, I'm just trying. Okay, I'm giving it a shot. I'm already done talking about the post that we were going to talk about. So right now, I'm just talking to you guys. I'm going to go through it real quick because the whole point of Matrix Money is the back and forth. And maybe I'll just put like a picture of CCM next to me and I'll talk to it. I don't know. We'll see. Right here. I didn't know I could make up. Yes. Okay. So you can do thousands of transactions a day. Can you do it manually? I don't really think so. So at least on your phone. So I'm on Matrix Money, and maybe a lot of people don't know about this phone. So I'm just going to show it to you. This is called a Seeker phone. This is the Solana Seeker phone. And this is an on-chain tool. It's a hardware wallet. It has a decentralized dApp store, which allows you to install different types of apps that go through their own store. And it's supposed to be like a competitor to Apple or to Google's ecosystem. So they're trying to come up with a blockchain-based phone where your hardware wallet and everything is wrapped into one, which is pretty cool. The concept was cool. Lately, I've been finding a lot of bloat apps and just useless apps in the dApp store just filling up space and wasting people's time. I've been talking about that at length. 1,000 transactions that you were asking me about. You can do 1,000 transactions manually on this phone. However, your fingers will bleed because you're going to be constantly tapping one by one and scanning and authenticating these transactions. Now, the other way to do it is by automating it. And on my channel, I don't talk about that too much because it's a big no-no. But there are tools like Claude AI and ChatGPT that allow you to write scripts. And with these scripts, you can automate a lot of those transactions back and forth. So in order for me to get to 50 transactions per day, I will do swaps and I'll automate my swaps. Apparently, if you stake one seeker 100 times a day, so 100 seekers in total tokens, that'll get you to level 5 in no time. Now, what I'm going to do to test this out is I'm going to write a script and I'm going to actually run it myself and see if that gets to me. I've seen some changes on the back end. There is absolutely no transparency with what works and what doesn't work. So I dedicated video after video documenting my progress, trying to show you the different categories and numbers that you need to reach in order to level up. So I'm going to be doing the same thing right now to see if I can hit level 5. I'm getting very tired of the Seeker ecosystem and the seasons. They're not ending. The airdrops haven't been happening either. A lot of people were expecting it to happen last month. We're now almost getting into the middle of June. Actually, we are in the middle of June right now, and no word from the team. So it's a little disappointing. But if you are trying it, I've put out some tools. Hopefully it'll help you. Andy, you think I'm handsome? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. At least it doesn't hurt too much to look at me sometimes. I agree it's probably more important than it is sketchy. Yes. There's a lot of sketchy situations going on. And I think Trump will be profiting from it regardless of what we do. What do you think about the UK? Oh, we're going to go back into the parenting thing. No problem. So typically I would be against any type of enforcement with what I should be doing with my phone and everything else. And I don't know how they're enforcing this guideline. I don't know if this is just like a guideline and people are supposed to pass that message on to their children, or is it being enforced in some way through programming with apps? I didn't read into it too much, but that'd be interesting. So if you have an app like Instagram and you're under the age of 16, does it automatically disable you if your IP is in the UK? I'm not sure. However, I know that my kids are now becoming preteen and teenagers, enforcing this. I don't like my kids on social media as much as they are. They are on some social media apps right now, and implementing it by the government and blaming the government for it is kind of like a cheap way out. and then I'm not going to get blamed for it because I'm always the bad guy trying to get that stuff shut down. I don't know how it's being enforced, but I'm on the fence with it. I rather enforce the rules myself. So I have Ubiquity hardware over here, and I can actually disable access to certain sites and everything pretty quickly when I want through my app. So that's the way I enforce it right now. Yeah, but I'm on the fence with that. Yeah. So it was an airdrop. But the airdrop, okay, for the first little bit, it didn't seem like there was going to be anything significant because nothing was happening. The problem with the Solana Seeker community, or at least the developers behind it, is there's a very huge gap when it comes to communication and messaging. We don't actually know what's happening half the time. So season 1, we didn't know what was going to be required or what the airdrop was going to be. We just knew that the Seeker token was going to come out. The allotted amounts, people just assumed maybe it would be the same thing for everybody. However, the more you installed apps, the more on-chain transactions that you did, you actually leveled up behind the scenes, and you're able to accumulate different levels. And depending on the level that you're on, you get an airdrop for that. So my airdrop, which was called, I think it was called Sovereign. Can't remember what my airdrop was called. Anyways, 4 different categories. Mine was worth about $4,000 at the time, which is a pretty good drop. Like the phone itself was about $500 or $600, and then you get an airdrop for $4,000. That's a pretty good ROI. So what I did is I sold half, and I staked the other half. And then what I talked about on my last stream is because I'm starting to lose confidence in this ecosystem, I unstaked another 20,000 Seeker tokens, and I sold that, but I still have 50 left in the bag right now. And we'll see how that goes. Road to decentralization will always be, yeah, that is true. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter what they're going to enforce. They're going to find a loophole. I know when I was that age, all I was doing was looking for loopholes. So my kids are the next version of me, and they're probably smarter than me right now. So they're going to find a way around it. Yeah. I'm going to be an asshole for a while. I don't see that changing anytime soon. I'm not their favorite person. On weekends I am, but weekdays I'm not. On weekends I can sort of make up for it by going for ice cream and whatever. Anyways, we're about 30 minutes in. This is a pretty short stream right now. But I've already talked about the topics that we were supposed to talk about. Usually CCM would shit on me a little bit, and I'd go back and shit on him a little bit, but that's not happening today. So what we are going to do is I'm going to just close this off unless you have any questions. And what we'll do is we'll be back here next week, Tuesday at 6 p.m. Matrix Money podcast, and we'll pick up where we left off. So this wasn't the greatest stream, but I hope I got some points across and updated you on what's happening with Zcash and everything else with Bitcoin. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.